What's up? What's up? It's Saturday 11th. This is your host, KB, coming to you with another stream about my favorite soccer club, Arsenal, and what's going on. And we're going to have a discussion about the game that's going to take place tomorrow with Arsenal versus Man United. But before that, a whole bunch of FA Cup games starting Thursday all the way through to today. Most of the Premier League sides won their games, except for Brentford, who lost 1-0. So that's the first Premier League side who's a casualty, but it's the FA Cup, and there are going to be some more Premier League sides who drop off to teams in the Championship and below. That's the beauty of the game. Any given day, anything can happen. But we're going to talk about the game that's going to take place tomorrow, and this is going to be Arsenal versus Manchester United. It's a kickoff. I think it's like a 9 o'clock kickoff. So you might be able to catch some of that before you go to church, or if you go to church early, you might catch the game, half the game when you come back. But this is a huge game for both coaches for different reasons. One is Manchester United would love to get a cup in Amarim's first season. It's a knockout competition, so anything can happen. So you're still in the game, and Amarim is going to talk to his charges about that. Second thing is for Arsenal, Arteta's in a bit of a weird spot, and so is the club. Their best creator and best goal scorer is injured probably for the rest of the season. I think I'm confident in saying he probably won't be back before late April or May, assuming he has a good recovery or full recovery, if they're going to be responsible and want him to last a long time with the club. So where do you find the goals? Because Kai Havertz in midfield hasn't worked. Him going back up top, he just looked out of place. Jesus is on, Jesus is off, Raheem Sterling's injured, or then he's back, then he's on the bench, then he doesn't play. Martinelli's running around like a headless chicken. Trossard is just too slow to affect any sort of like pressure on a team. There are a lot of questions and a lot of issues around this Arsenal side right now. And what's making it worse is we have a coach who's playing multiple players out of position. A lot of the fans are questioning what he's doing. A lot of the fans have questions about how he's running the side, his man management, and I'm one of those fans who's questioning him. Other than the game that's going to take place this week, tomorrow, sorry, we have another game this week, which is a huge one, a North London derby. And if you know, you know, because Arsenal and Tottenham hate each other. So for Arsenal to host Tottenham at their ground, if they lose this either of the two games this week, there's going to be a lot of noise. Then it doesn't get any easier because the inform Aston Villa come to our ground on Saturday, and then we have to host Dinamo Zagreb. We close out the month with two hard games: Wolves at the Molyneux, which is always a tough ask, and then Girona against Arsenal. Arsenal traveled for the last two games of the season, going to play City the week after that, travel away to Newcastle. So February we play Leicester away. They can score goals. West Ham have a new coach bounce, and then Forest, who are right up there with the very best in the league this season. So FA Cup game this weekend. FA Cup game tomorrow is going to be massive. If Arsenal don't turn up and perform well, and if Arsenal don't win this game tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of noise. I'm going to be making a lot of noise because I expect the team to go and handle business at home. But this Manchester United side is going to be a tricky affair. They have Kobe Mainu back, Garnacho is there, Rasmus Hoyland, Bruno, any given day will harass us. And depending on which midfield the coach picks, if he picks a slow midfield, they could gash us. So hoping for the best for that game. Which brings us to our depth in the side. So the coach has been saying that there are limitations with the squad. The squad is light. There are only 22 registered players. But keep in mind, this is a team that has spent over £700 million in the last four windows, in the last four seasons. So that's 8 windows. So for our coach and leadership to actually go out and say that is kind of shameless. It's absolutely shameless. You look at the transfers, just 100 million, 108 million euros, which is about 93, let's say 90 million pounds. Calafiori, a center back who are playing at left back and almost in the midfield. Marino's a midfielder who are playing in a cam role. Raya was the transfer, the loan with the obligation to buy, so that one was done over a season ago. Season before that, we had Declan Rice, who was probably the second best defensive midfielder in the league, and now we're playing him in an attacking role, kind of like Unai Emery did with Torreira 5 seasons ago. Kai Havertz, we don't know what it is. He's not a winger. He's not a striker. He's not a midfielder, but he has played in the midfield, striker, and wing in the last game. He's played all those positions. He didn't score a goal in the last game. Urian Timber was the only smart business for £32 million, probably the buy of the season, even though he was injured. The season before that, look at that, 186 million on Jesus, who can score. Fabi Vieira, who is now on loan to Porto and hasn't really done anything to set us alight. Zinchenko, who's now at the bottom of the bench because the coach doesn't trust him. Matt Turner, who has been sold. And then we have Trossard, who is a good buy for £18 million. Kivior, £16 million. That's probably overpriced. And then Jorginho for about 8 or 9. So for our coach to be saying that we don't have, we need to be serious and competitive, and these guys have misspent the money, and now they want to sit here and act like they should get more money. I don't get it. It's frustrating, and I don't expect to see any money spent. We're 33% of the way through the transfer window, and I don't hear any legitimate bids for anybody at this time. Arsenal are traditionally very slow at getting business done, and they're usually very loud. They don't move in silence like Liverpool. With Liverpool and City, and the serious clubs like Chelsea, even like Brighton, all you hear is, "Oh, this person has been signed. It's a 3-year contract. This is the transfer fee." With Arsenal, we have made contact with this person. We have asked questions about this. There are stories that we're talking to Manchester United about Mr. Marcus Rashford. And I'm tired of Arsenal being a rehab center for other players. So I just want them to go about their business and go find some gems. Let's go unearth some gems. There are like 6 or 7 other leagues where you can find good players, and there are players in this Premier League where you need to find the right profile. Which brings me to my next point, talking about misprofiling players. We have defensive midfielders playing up front. We have good box to box midfielders playing as right backs. We have the striker number 9, Jesus, playing all the way down in the midfield and coming back to pick up the ball. We have a captain who gets pushed off the ball. We have a captain who presses by himself and nobody presses with him. And just the misidentification of talent and application of the skill sets is crazy. One of the other things that kind of just boggles my mind is we don't have a big dominant 9. Somebody like a Jorgen Strand Larsen at Wolves, somebody like a Jean-Philippe Mateta at Crystal Palace, somebody big and strong like Rasmus Højlund. Those are the profile of player that you need playing a 9 for this particular system. Somebody who's a big, strong bully and will go all the way into the box, into the small box, and be competitive for those balls that are being thrust in. Because we apparently won't shoot from far, so we need the build up and somebody inside to bully the center backs and get an opportunity to score a goal. So we have some serious issues, and I think the game tomorrow and the rest of this month are going to spell out what's going to happen. The coach just signed a contract extension for £15 million a year for the next 3 years. He's not going to go anywhere this season, but if he doesn't win anything this season, if he doesn't keep us competitive, then for me, the question has to be asked: why are we paying him that much? Take the loss. Sometimes you buy players and it doesn't work out, like he has done the last 3 years. Take the loss, sign off, go get a proper coach like Zidane and Inzaghi or Simeone or whoever, and just bring a proper coach in, and we go from there. So looking for the game tomorrow. Hoping for a win, of course, because I'd love us to go and get a cup. Lineup: Neto won't even start. It's going to be Raya. It's going to be Timber on the right back. I would expect Saliba and Gabriel to partner. I hope Miles Lewis-Kelly plays on the left back position. I hope Thomas Partey plays as the box to box with Rice next to him. You can play a double tandem. They'll play Odegaard in front of him, and then I hope for Jesus on one side. You know what? I hope to see Raheem Sterling play on the other side if he's healthy, and then Kai Havertz. That's my starting lineup for tomorrow. Hope to see you after and my match review, and hope to have some of my mates on who love football, and we'd love to chat about football and just have fun conversations. So if you're a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, Arsenal, Man U, let's have conversations on my channel and just have a good time. Cheers, and guys, have a great weekend.